When I was a senior in high school, I took my first college course at the University of Dayton, a political science course. And as the final project, I wrote a paper on the topic of bias in the media. And my conclusion was that if media outlets are biased, it's not because of the individual political persuasions of reporters and their editors. It's instead towards the bias of making money. And my professor gave me a B, saying he found my thesis to be a little too cynical. Well, 30 years later, if that professor's still around, I think he might admit that it was prophetic, because our media landscape, while very different now, the profit motive is, of course, right on the surface in a way that is just undeniable. We are approaching the season of Lent, which is a season of fasting for Christians. And many Christians fast from a variety of things. And fasting is not about making a sacrifice to prove something to you or to God. God doesn't care what kind of sacrifices you make, except to the extent that they bring about greater love in your life. That's the only concern God has for you, for me, and for this world. And so my plan is to fast from all forms of for-profit media throughout the season of Lent in order to make space for the voice of love. Yesterday's Transfiguration reading, God speaks to the disciples from the cloud and says, "This is my beloved Son, listen to him." Who are you listening to? Are the voices that you're surrounding yourself in your life, are they bringing about more or less fear in your life? Are they encouraging you towards more or less compassion? I know that the voice of God is always the one that is saying to us, do not be afraid. So however you choose to celebrate Lent or not, I hope that the voices you surround yourselves with are the voices of love, encouraging you towards compassion for self, for others, and for this incredible, beautiful world that God has given to us. Stay safe, stay warm, and as always, it is one struggle to love.